But my man, Nick Krem, Nick has actually built his business into over 13 countries in less than 2 years, has helped some of the top agent at EXP with their agent attractions, such as Jay Kinder, as we all know, and Miss Veronica Figueroa. Helps agents triple their businesses without spending a dime in leads or ads using their marketing and branding. So without further ado, let's give it up for my man, Nick Krem. Welcome to the call, Nick.
What's happening, you guys? All right. I'm super freaking excited to be here today. You guys will see the title of my presentation. I couldn't think of a better one for it. You'll see it in a second. But here's what I got to say. Some of these stories I haven't shared with the public yet. Like, these are going to be some back end things that we've been through as a company. As, man, it's me and my brother. So it's my literal brother that started this company. So you could already imagine, like, we've had some crazy stories from the beginning. So I'm going to be sharing those with you guys today for the first time ever. As he's closing the door, he's used to that. He's like, all right, you're too fucking loud. Close it, like, close the door, right? But guys, I just want to be able to come here and add as much value as I can. And here's how it's going to work. I'm going to tell you a little bit about mindset, what we go through. I'm going to help you guys with your production first. Then I'm going to go through agent attraction. I'm going to show you how different ways we can help you make more money together. Does that sound good?
Let's do it.
Guys, so here we go. I'm going to share my screen, and I'll tell you right now. I was trying to think of a title because I wrote this. I just want to let you guys know, I wrote this presentation especially for you guys last night. I was sitting there, I'm like, what is the most way I can add value to this guy right here? You guys see that? Pat MF and Hayes. I couldn't have think of a better title for it than right there.
Love it.
I was just here's my whole premise of everything I do. Create a life you never need a vacation from. So like when I say that, when one of my mentors, Al Stasek, first said that, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. But I'm like, how the hell am I going to do that? And I think one of the first things I just want to take away, what this isn't, I want to first say, like, what I'm going to be talking about. This isn't how to be lazy and get to this point. This isn't the cheat codes. This isn't a shortcut. This isn't a shiny object. One of those things where it's like the magic funnel that will change your life. Because I don't believe those freaking exist. The magic funnel that will change everything you're doing. If you're looking for that, stop searching for it. If you're looking at ads, I just want to throw this out here that say, never pick up the phone again and use this funnel. It'll grow your business. If anybody is telling you not to pick up the phone in your real estate business, do not listen to them and run as far as you can. Okay. But what I want to do is I want to give you guys some of my best tactics that we've learned over the years of how to create a life you never need a vacation from. And I'll tell you what, it's beautiful when I say that now, especially looking over. We got a house right on the bay here in Sarasota. Ooh, we're getting closer and closer every single day.
Love it.
My mercifully brief intro. This was actually one of the dinners that sparked it all. But, you know, I started in the real estate industry dialing 15 hours a day, 8 a.m. on the East Coast to 8 p.m. on the West Coast. During that time, I learned a lot. I learned... I'll tell you what, you name a brand, I was in the back end of it. You name a CRM, I was in the back end of it. You name a script, I pitched it thousands of times, right? During that time, I got up to working about 80 clients at a certain time, 80 clients. And when I was managing the company at 22 years old, I was managing this company. And then from there, you know, Al Stasek joined EXP, and, you know, the rest was history from there. From there, we've been able to work with people like Jay Kinder, Veronica Figueroa, Gogo Becky, grow the systems and operations on the back end of the recruiting, right? So a lot of times too, people look at these individuals like, man, they have something I don't, or man, they had a big brand before coming over. I'll tell you what, a lot of it can be systematized, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. And yeah, we've been able to grow our business into 13 countries in all 50 states in less than 2 years. Less than 2 years, we're able to do that through organic marketing. Yeah, this is me and my brother right here. We were young back then, right? Now we're getting old, right, Pat?
I was gonna say, yeah, dang, that's
right.
That's a few years ago.
All right, so here's the first story that some people know the front. Like, it's funny how this shit works, right? A lot of people know the front end of the story, but they don't know what really happened. So here we go. So my brother and I came back from a mastermind in Key West. And we're like, we're going to launch our own business, right? We came back from this mastermind, fired up, sold everything I had, moved back home, quit the job I had at the call center. Even though they were offering me ownership at the time, I'm like, no, I got to, like, I have a vision for what we're doing. So that vision included, we were doing events for Al Stasek, Jay Kinder, Mike Reese, all across the country. So we're like, we know how to fill up a freaking room, get people in the door, and sell a product, because that's what they were doing, right? And we just got back from this Key West mastermind. Just think about this, guys. Kyle Whistle, Dan Beer weren't at EXP yet. Veronica Figueroa, Gil Ramos weren't at EXP yet. All of these people were in one room in Key West. Jay Kinder, Al Stasek, Mike Reese, Brent Gove, Gene Frederick, Veronica Figueroa, That was the room. And then there was me. Al Stasek stunk me in the back door. I'm like, holy shit, I should not be here right now. But I took it for what it was, right? So when we got back, for 3 months, we planned this entire business. Well, it was about a year later, actually. We planned this entire business of how we're going to take over the entire country, right? What we're going to do is we set up an event with all of these people in their hometown. We're going to travel to them. We had no idea how we were going to get there, honestly, but we knew we were going to get there. We were going to put on in-person events and we were going to launch our business. And then you know what? With Vincent Koo, where's Vincent? Right here. We had 4 events planned in 4 days in New York City, the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Long Island. 4 events in 4 days. And we're going to take over fucking New York City, right? We were 2 days away from going to do that. You know what happened? 2020, COVID hit. Our entire business model, everything we just built for the entire year, out the back door. And now we're just sitting there. I'm like, I have no money coming in. There's no money coming in. I'm like, dude, our entire business plan just went out the back door. Everybody's freaking out. You know what me and my brother did? I pouted for the first 30 minutes. Not going to lie. That back room never looked the same after I was in it. Throwing shit like, I can't believe this. But I'm like, you know what? We're going to do a virtual event. We're going to invite everybody to it. So I called all 16 of the people. Was it 16? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 16, 12, 14, whatever the number is. Everybody that was here. And I'm like, hey, we're going to do this virtual event. We're going to invite people to it. They're like, yes, we're in. And now I had this great realization like, oh, we're going to do this. And now I got 30 days to figure out how I'm going to do this. Had no idea how I was going to do it. Never did this big of a virtual event. So during this time, I corralled. And I'm telling you what, guys, being able to corral each one of them. So it was a 9-hour event. We made it like the Super Bowl of events. So what I did is we pre-recorded each one of the videos. We found a way to stream it as if it was live. And people to this day, guys, I'm telling you this right now and straight up, people to this day still believe it was live the entire time. Wow. Still text me like, I can't believe you went live for 9 hours. It's wild, right? So like we pre-recorded each segment. And I'll tell you what, corralling all of these people to hop on a Zoom with me with their presentation ready, it ain't easy. At the time, the only people in this business were my brother and I. And we had to figure out in a month's time how to do a virtual event, how to get it live, how to do these things. I had to corral these people. We got a sponsor for each individual, got their bios, wrote emails all the way up. I shit you not, guys, all the way up until we actually went live. We stayed up for 2 days straight before it was live. Because I still had people who didn't send me their recording where we had to sit down and do it. We had to plan it all out. I can't believe I'm even sharing this right now, Pat. We had over 10,000 people sign up for this. 10,000 people because we just went crazy on marketing. I went live over 50 times in 30 days promoting this while recording it, while getting emails and doing all these things. It was just me and my brother doing this at our parents' house. My studio, everyone's like, what do I need for a studio? My studio was my childhood room. And it was this ugly yellow color walls. So I made a corner that had posters just covering the ugly walls. And my freaking computer was propped up on an ironing board and a box to be the right height. That was my studio, professional studio that everybody loved. And I'll tell you what, all the way up until it was the craziest thing, Pep. We didn't even know if it was like when we set everything up, we finally got it all to work. It was our first time actually having to test the software for it to go live. It was the longest 2 minutes of my life when the software just wouldn't go live. We're sitting there like, oh my gosh, I see 5,000 people in a waiting room. All these people invested time, how much time we put into it. We didn't even know if it was going to work. And then my brother is like, oh, I have to click play first, then go live. Then it worked. And in that time, our business, literally we had over 10,000 people tune in. Everybody was telling us it can't be more than 30 minutes. You're going to lose people attention. Haven't you seen the video of 5 seconds and all this shit, right? It was a 9-hour mastermind. The average watch time was 6.5 hours out of all those people.
Wow.
So why am I telling you this? Because of this right here. This was the mentality we walked away with this from that changed our entire business. It changed the way I think about things. I don't know what, and I don't know how, but I'm going to find a way. So many times we get stuck on the what and the how. So many times these things hold us up. It holds us back from actually taking the action. If I would have sat down and actually thought about, how am I going to do this mastermind, get all this done? What am I going to do to promote it? It would have taken months. It might have not even ever freaking happened. All we did was set a date and said, I don't know what and I don't know how, but we're going to get this done. And we kept pushing and we kept going forward. So many times we're taking a look at like the market's shrinking. What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? I'm just waking up and saying, I'm going to go get business. You know, there was this one philosopher. It was really interesting. This one philosopher, he was talking about, there's a guy surrounded in a bathtub and he's butt naked in the bathtub and he's got 12 swords drawn around him from all his enemies. And the concept is, how is he going to get out? Everyone's come up with all these ideas and all these things. And then you know what the answer is? He's just going to get up and walk away. He's going to get up and get out. It doesn't matter how. The answer is he's just going to get out. We get so stuck on what's he going to do? How is he going to get out? Sometimes we just have to know that it's just going to happen. And in the moment, you're going to find a way. So many times I see agents all the time when it comes down to shooting video. What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? Go shoot the video. Go shoot the video. What am I going to do to generate leads? Just go start generating leads. Hop on the phone. Figure it out as you go. Are there great strategies and trainings like this? Yes. But don't get don't get caught up in the thinking part of it. Here's another one. One of my favorite sayings from John Kitchens. If you don't ASK, you don't GET.
Yep.
Some of these people have never even heard of me before. Reaching out to Chuck and Angela Fazio, they barely knew who I was. But I reached out and I asked, and guess what? They showed up. You know what I learned on here? EXP has some badass mother effers who are just willing to really help. This company has so many people. And if you don't ASK, you don't GET. If you don't ask somebody for help, they're not going to reach out to you and just give you help. If you don't ASK, you don't GET. If you don't ask for business, you don't get the business, period. So getting through this, here's what I want to do. I want to start doing some tactical things like I told you. Everybody bring out their phone right now. Bring out your phone and go to your Facebook profile. All right, let me see some things in the chat. Let me know when you're there. Let's get that chat going up. Go back. There we go.
Yep, got it.
It's there? All right. There, cool. There, got one person there. Anybody else on their Facebook profile right now? There we go. Thank you, guys. All right, here's a simple question I need you guys to ask yourself and be honest. Solely based on the information that is right in front of you, scroll on your Facebook profile. Would you hire you? Solely based on what you see in front of you right now, would you hire you to be a real estate agent? This is your social resume, guys. I'm telling you right now, especially for millennials, shocker, I am technically a millennial. This is where people go. This is where people are going to figure out, are you an expert? As crazy as that sounds, that is the reality. It doesn't matter if it's crazy, if it's the reality. One of my other famous quotes, they'll call you crazy until it works, then you're a genius, but we won't get into that one. But this is where people go. Facebook and Instagram, when they're looking up an individual, that is where they are going to go. They're going to go to your personal page. 9 out of 10 times they're going to go to your personal page. They're looking for an individual because what happens in real estate is we think, yes, are we a business? Absolutely. But when people are looking up an agent, when people are looking up an individual, they go to Facebook and Instagram and they decide if you're an expert or not. If your Instagram is set to private, you're losing big time. I'm going to tell you that right now. If your Instagram is set to private, you are losing big time. If you don't post your real estate on your personal page, you're losing big time. That separation shit is a joke. I'll just tell you that right now. My friends don't want to see that I'm a real estate agent. You know what happens? That's why your friend is going with another realtor, because they forgot you were a real estate agent.
Yep.
You're not staying top of mind. Look, if your friend is bugged by you talking about your business and trying to promote it, maybe they're not your friend. I'll say that right now. Your family doesn't get tired of seeing you win. Your true friends don't get tired of seeing you win. That separation shit, it doesn't really work. Personal page or business? Personal page. Personal page. You can't have both. Yeah. So here's what I'll say. Your business page is for if you want to run ads. That's what the business page is there for. Your business page is if you want to run ads. It's the paid version of the app. The algorithm doesn't work in your favor unless you don't run ads to it. It's a reality. Here's another thing I just want to cover here. And then I think next we're going to get tactical after this. So I'm going to give you guys some specific action steps after this too. Ego versus brand. I figured this out the hard way when we had a client fly out here. shot videos with her for the entire day. So we have this process. People fly out here, shoot videos for the entire day. After the fact, it was the craziest thing. We're posting these videos. We're getting good results. And she's like, my mom says this is a bad angle. Take it down. I'm like, what? And then the next day, one of my friends said, like, this dress makes me look bigger. Take it down. I'm like, all right, hold on. Is this going to keep happening? She's like, well, if the angles keep being like this, I'm like, all right, listen, I don't like pulling this up, but I'm like, do any of them have a bigger brand than we do? She's like, what? I'm like, does your mom have a bigger brand than us? She's like, no. Has your mom built bigger businesses? No. I'm like, then why the fuck are you listening to her? Here's the reality. Here's a great writer downer for all of you guys out there trying to do video, for you guys trying to do video, trying to do more content. The imperfection is the connection. The imperfection is the connection. All of those things you want to edit out are the exact reason someone's going to want to work with you. Your dog barking in the back of your Zoom, the kid running behind you in the back of the Zoom, coming in, mommy, daddy, whatever they're saying. People have that connection. How many times does that happen to somebody here? Somebody comes and knocks on the door and your dog starts going crazy.
Yep.
Your kid starts screaming, crying in the background. And then when it happens to us, we're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But the other people are like, oh man, how old's your kid? Like, what kind of dog you got? Like all those things. And you're instantly connected with people. The imperfection is the connection. What happens is we think our ego is our brand because we have to edit all these things out and be professional and be perfect. Is anybody on here perfect? Put your hand down if you raised it. Nobody is. But when it comes to video, we want to edit out all our imperfections. That is what our brand is, guys. Our brand is who we are. It's not who we think we should be. Our brand is who we are. That's why people want to work with us. I'm doing pretty good on time.
Yep. No, you're doing great.
So here we go. All right. So like I said, I'm going to get tactical with you guys for a second. So when I was at the call center, this was one of my favorite parts. I got to, I got to mess around and try different things all the time. So this one thing got us to 25% higher conversion rate on the leads we were doing. Higher conversions on the listings and the closings, not just the appointment show. It's 25% higher on the closing. So here's what we called it. Name the puppy. I actually got this from Friends. I know some people here have seen the show Friends, right? It was one episode where Phoebe's mom, that she found her mom at this beach house or whatever, ends up giving her a puppy to teach her what it would be like to lose the babies because she's going to have her brother's babies. I know it might sound weird, but if you've never seen the show, that sounds weird, but surrogate, all that stuff. But what happened is she gave her the puppy, and the first thing Phoebe does is she names it. She's like, oh gosh, no, you named it. Now you think it's yours. So I got this concept because once you name the puppy, it becomes part of the family. So here's what happens. Here's what I figured out over the phone. Most people, when you're talking over the phone, they don't have any idea who you are. They create a whole mental image of who you are, what's going on. And there's no differentiation between you and any other agent calling them. And newsflash, most of your leads, other people are calling them too. Expired, FSBO, whatever it is, you're not the only agent calling them. So how do you differentiate yourself before you even walk in the door? How do you create rapport before you even walk in the door? Here's how we did it. A video text message. It's simple. The things I'm going to give you guys are pretty simple. Anybody can do it, but it's the ones who want to create a life you don't need a vacation from that actually freaking do it. Video text message, right? So right when you hang up the phone with an appointment, right when you hang up the phone with the nurture, heck, I've sent it to people who cussed me off the phone and they call me 2 weeks later because I'm the only person they remember. But here's what happens. Right when you hang up the phone, 2 things you need to do in this video text message. I don't recommend sending it through BombBomb or anything else, just native phone video message. 2 things you have to do. The first is always, always, always say their first name in it. Why? Because if you don't say their name right away, hey, Nick, hey, Pat, hey, Chris. If you don't say their name right away, they're going to think, oh, this is another sleazy saleswoman. They send this to everybody. You're actually going to lose rapport if you don't say their name. Once you say their name, they're like, oh, this was sent just for me. They start to remember you. They feel special. They feel like you actually care. That video text, I'll never forget the first video message I got. It was from John Kitchens on my birthday. And I made the mistake of saying, I don't even remember what my mom said to me on my birthday, but I remember John Kitchens, and I forgot my mom watches every video, and I got a call. Hey, so you don't remember what I said to you? Damn. But it's the truth. Everybody's just saying happy birthday on your timeline, all these things. John Kitchens sent a personal video message. I still remember what he said to this day. Differentiate yourself before you even walk in the door. I kid you not. People went from knocking on the door, people peeping out their window to see if it's them. I don't know. This is an agent. I don't know who it is, to having the door open when they're walking up, saying, hey, Pat, what's going on? Huge difference when I was cold calling leads that never knew this agent, but then the agent said a video text message changed everything. And then here's the other one. Never, ever, ever watch it before you send it. If you watch the video before you send it, you're going to reshoot that thing 20 times. The mess ups in it, the things that you say, your hair being a little bit crazy, that's the best time to shoot these video messages. Don't sit there in a studio with the spotlight on you like this saying, hey, Pat, I just got off the phone with you. Because they'll be like, here comes the salesman. Do it when you're walking out of the gym. Best time to shoot a video message. They will love it. But I'm telling you right now, this video text message is an absolute game changer. So that's one tactical thing. So here was the best closing gift I've ever just witnessed. Completely didn't know I was going to walk into this, guys. So this closing gift right here. So I went home recently. It was like a couple years ago, but I went back home to Ohio. And, my mom, she hit me with one of those, we're going to my mom's cousin's something. And I'm like, some family member, I had no idea who it was. I'm like, all right, Mom, I'll go with you. So I walk into the house and I sit down. My mom, of course, she goes right over to the family picture. She's like, oh my gosh, this is the best family picture I've ever seen. And then my mom's cousin, whatever, is like, you know what? When we bought this house, the realtor came back, brought a photographer and took a picture with us and framed it. They bought this house 10 years ago. She went on to talk about her real estate agent from 10 years ago for the next 20 minutes. It was the most amazing thing. I'm sitting on this couch like, holy crap, this is gold. You know how many times people walk into a house and the first thing they look at is that family picture? You know how many times that person has talked about her real estate agent from 10 years ago because of that family picture? I see all these closing gifts with knives, all of these things. It's whatever. It goes in a drawer. You forget who even got it to you. But I'll tell you what, that family picture, I don't know about you guys. That was one of the hardest things to do. Just get everybody in the family in one place. You have them there. Bring the photographer back when you help someone buy a home. Frame it nicely. Dude, that is a closing gift and combo starter for life.
That is awesome. Wow.
Dude, it's literally, you want a way to just generate more business with something simple but impactful? Greatness.
Yes.
All right, guys, I got another one.
Love it.
All right, I'm gonna try and do this one. This is recorded, so you guys are gonna have to go back and watch this one, because I'll tell you what, you can take over any neighborhood in 30 days. I don't care if there's a guerrilla marketer, somebody who has 99% of the listings, take over any neighborhood in 30 days. I'm gonna try and slow down because this is a really good one, right? So first, what you guys want to do is you want to figure out, is it in the right price point for you? And then what's the turnover rate of the neighborhood? You don't want to do one where people live there for 50 years and die there, like here in Sarasota. Everybody, like they call it God's waiting room because everybody died in Sarasota, I guess. But we came here anyways. But here's the reality. First, you want to figure out, is it a price point and turnover? Step one, find a restaurant that is like right outside of that neighborhood that you believe people would go to. Interview them and give away $100 gift card to one person who shares the video. So that's step one in this. First of all, people on your Facebook, Instagram, all these places, only people sharing that video are people who are local to the area. So it's like dropping a pin to people who live in that area. But here's why it's impactful. So step one, interview a local business owner, restaurant right outside of there. Hey guys, we're giving away a gift card to one person who shares the video. And if you want to get that gift card for free, when you interview the local business owner, just tell them like, hey, most businesses either match us or give us a gift card for marketing for them, but you don't have to. They're like, oh, no. Here you go. Here's your gift card. So now you don't even have to pay for the gift card. But here's where it gets really fun. All right, guys. So people tell me email's dead all the time. And I'm like, you're just doing it wrong. People tell me mailers are dead. I'm like, you are doing it dead wrong. So here's what you're going to do, guys. First off, you take that video, you get a QR code, put it on there. Your mailer is going to be something simple. Hey guys, win a $100 gift card to blank restaurant, to Pat's Bistro. And they know it. It's right up the street, right? With a QR code, local neighborhood realtor on the bottom with your name. But here's how you just, woo, I'm telling you right now, this is some of the most powerful shit that I have for the producing side. Woo. Dan Kennedy calls it lumpy mail. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the dollar store. I recommend getting those army men. You know, the army men with the parachutes, those toys. I know you guys know what those are.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You get those toys, right? So in the envelope, you're going to put one of those in the envelope. Here's why. When people go through their mail, it's all flat. It's all mail, bills. They're going to get to yours. And they're going to be like, what's in this? They're going to try and feel it. They're not going to be able to know what it is. They're going to try and hold it up. Be like, what's inside of this? Curiosity is going to get them. They're going to open it almost every time. Why? Because it's different. They go through their mail every day. Bill, marketing, bill. They're going to get to this and be like, what the hell? Like, what is this? They're going to open it. You know what's going to fall out? Number one, the Army Man. Don't even reference the Army Man. It's not even important. But $1 scratch off too. $1 scratch off your marketing thing with the QR code. Here's why for the $1 scratch off. Number one, you just gamified the most boring thing in the planet, opening mail. You just made it fun. I'll tell you what, if somebody even wins $5 on that scratch off, you just made them a winner. They're thinking like, oh my gosh, like I was not expecting this. And then they look at that, oh, win $100 to this place. You know what you do the next day? Door knock every door in that neighborhood. Call every person in that neighborhood. Wow. They're like, oh my gosh, you're the person. And you know what happens? Once you own the mind share, you own the market share. When you're the only realtor they can think of, that's what winning looks like. That's what winning looks like. You are going to own the mind share of that entire neighborhood within that 30 days. I'm telling you right now, if you do those things, especially if you door knock and people see you, holy crap. And people are going to be like, you're the guy, you're the girl, you're the person.
Dude, and Nick, I love that lumpy mail because that's happened to me. That's exactly what's happened to me. I feel something like, oh, what is that? Is that a pin in there? What is that?
Right.
Oh, yes. Oh,
I don't even care if I know it's a pen. I'm still going to open it.
Yes, all the time. Oh, man, that's genius. Genius. Guys, take notes. This is huge.
Yeah, just what do you say on the door knock? Honestly, it doesn't matter as much as just getting there. But like on the door knock, we would say something like, hey, I'm just going around because we're doing a giveaway for the neighborhood in the area. And also, I mean, this is just something else that we tied into it. Also, we're just doing a survey of what people's favorite things are about this neighborhood. Do you have a couple seconds? They're like, oh, you're the guy. Yeah, why not? And you just do a survey like, hey, what are your favorite parts about this neighborhood? What do you like about it? What are your favorite places to eat? We're just trying to get a good area for the people that are looking to move here. And now you get them talking about the neighborhood and different things. And then just at the very end, hey, just out of curiosity, do you know anybody who's looking to move around here or like anybody's looking to move into it? Just throw that in at the end. By that time you built rapport, they're just like, yeah. Or they're like, oh man, no, I'm sorry, but I'll keep you in mind. But lead in with that $100 gift card, and it's got to be a local restaurant. Don't make it Chipotle, because if you make it Chipotle, I'm going to share that shit because I kind of want more Chipotle. Like, who doesn't want more Chipotle, right? Make it a local restaurant. Woo! All right, so guys, that's what I got on the producing side. That's just the producing side. I'm going to try and get through the rest here. So again, this mastermind in Key West changed my freaking life. Like I told you, all these people that were there, and it was actually really funny. I ended up staying an extra 2 days, right? Because like I said, Al Stasic snuck me in this mastermind. I was like in the back door, like just kind of coming in there, taking notes, doing these things, right? And of course, the very last, like we were all going to leave 2 days from then. So like the mastermind already ended. We stayed an extra day. It was like 4 a.m. and Al Stasic looks at me and says, hey, man. And you know, it's a little loud. So I'm trying to bring you guys there with me. We were at Sloppy Joe's. If any of you have been to Key West and been to Sloppy Joe's, right at the corner there. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to breakfast with Gene Frederick, Brent Gove, Mike Reese, Jay Kinder, and one other person. Do you want to go? I'm like, yes. Like, who was going to say no to that? I'm like, when is it? And he's like, 3 hours. I'm like, all right, let's get back to sleep. Like, we need, like, I didn't know about this breakfast. So I'm like, let's get back. One of the names didn't make it to that breakfast. I'm not going to out them, but it was just, they couldn't make it. But what ended up happening during this breakfast is, again, my whole perspective on agent attraction changed. That man right here just had some genius things because everyone's trying to automate it, the magic funnel. What are you going to do? And it's like, man, it doesn't come down to magic. It comes down to some specific things that you can continuously do. I want to give you guys some action steps, but I also want to frame it right. So here's what I want everyone to do, an exercise. We don't have to do it on this call because we don't have enough time to do it on this call. But first, identify what your freedom number is. Okay. Then write in, when you hit that freedom number, how will it change your life? How will your life look different? Second, how will it change your friends and family's lives? What could you be doing more for your family? What could you be doing with your friends if you hit your freedom number? And third, how will you change the world? Let me just give you guys some perspective on that. So at the time, like I said, I was at a call center, running the call center. I thought I was on top of the world. So I got in that room like, shit, these are real big hitters right here, right? And then these women came out to me. If they would have came out to me before the mastermind, I would have told them, no, there's no way. How can I do something like that? But these women came out to us after the mastermind. Like, we were inspired by everybody speaking. We asked them who the video guys are, who can help us. They all pointed to you, which I was like, damn, like they pointed us. Like, yeah, every person in the room pointed to you guys. They came out to me and they said, hey, we have this nonprofit over in Thailand. They're helping fight child trafficking. They save the kids, they school them, they feed them, and they save them for Christ and everything too. They have everything they need in place, but we don't have the way to send them more money. We don't have anything built to actually help them. We were going to give up on this, but we just felt like you were the right people to ask. 24 years old. I'm like, how the hell am I going to help fight child trafficking? I'm trying to figure out my own life. But, you know, being in that mastermind and being in that room, I'm like, why not? If not me, then who will? So then since then, we've raised over $150,000, sending it over there continuously. We started Agents Act, Agents Against Child Trafficking. We built this from the ground up. My brother actually flew over there, got shots in districts that you'd be killed if you take videos on. He went over there and did all of that. Why? Because we believed, if not us, then who? When I say, how will you change the world? Don't think that what you're doing can't make a big impact. Here's what I want you to do. Pick a nonprofit or a charity that you are going to give back to when you hit your freedom number. Make it real. Pick a specific place, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook. Why? Because when you're doom scrolling, I call it doom scrolling. When you're scrolling so much, you end up on a video of a llama spitting on a kid. And you're like, how the hell did my life get here? That is doom scrolling. When you do that, that nonprofit or charity is going to pop up. Like, damn, that's what I'm doing it for. When you don't want to make the call, you see, I'm getting out of my chair. I'm almost standing up here. When you don't want to make the call, you're think about that kid, that child, that woman, that man that you are going to help. Go to that Facebook or business page. Be like, man, I might be scared to make this call, but I am terrified of apologizing to those little kids in the future. Because this is how I like to frame it. Man, I think of like 5 years from now, there's a kid out there that I could have saved, and just going out to him like, hey, man, I could have saved you, but I was too afraid to call Pat Hayes. Sorry. That is the reality. Because we can all be doing more. If we hit our freedom numbers, I guarantee everybody in here, guys, if you know what charity you're going to give back to, put it in the chat. If you know what nonprofit right away, put it in the chat. I want to see some of these places that we can change, that lives that we can change if we hit our freedom numbers. Does anybody have some? I'm going to keep going right now, but I'm going to see those roll in.
Huge. Yep. Love it.
All right, guys. And then here's what we also have to understand. Your real KPIs. So KPIs are key performance indicators, right? Stop looking at how many agents you are bringing on each month. If you are looking at that, there we go. Stride for stride. Alzheimer's Association. Guys, we're already looking at different places that just people in this group can start changing. But I got some things. We're going to circle back to that at the end. Man, look at all that. I love it. People already know. See, we already know these things. We just have to know what we're doing is getting us closer to it. Put a number down of how much you're going to get back to them. If you guys here have wealth charts, put pictures of that nonprofit next to your wealth chart. Wealth chart is numbers. Make it real. Make it something that you can feel. So your real KPIs, number one, stop looking at how many agents you're bringing over each month. That's not your KPI. That's the lagging indicator. Understand the number of calls and people you reach out to. That is the KPI. You can control how many calls you make. You can control how many text messages you make. You can control how many emails you send. You can control how many videos you create. You cannot control somebody else's decision. That is out of your control. Your KPI is how many calls you make. I guarantee if you up the amount of calls you make, the amount of people coming over will increase. Lagging indicator. Don't look at it like, oh, man, Pat had 5 people come over this last week. I had 0. Man, Pat's getting lucky. No. How many calls did I know for a fact? Pat is one of the only people that calls me more than I call somebody. I'm like, damn, this guy is on it. This guy texts. This guy. I guarantee other people here are the same way with Pat. Look at what you can control. Stop looking at things outside of your control. Because this is what happens. You start expecting. Stop expecting. Stop thinking that I showed this person the video and why aren't they coming over? Man, they just don't get it. Rah, rah, rah. Man, this person said they were going to come over and now they haven't responded in 3 weeks. Why? Because you expected them. You expected them to make a decision, but you don't know what's happening. I've had people reach out to me months later saying, oh my gosh, my person Like somebody very near and dear to me passed away and I've just been out of the business. I haven't been texting anyone. And you know what would have happened if I expected them to move? I would have been angry. I would have been mad. I would have been like, screw you, man. Like I would have been sending them messages. People have been sending them, like, it's insane. What happens is we expect people to make decisions based on the amount that we give them. We're not really adding value. We are trying to sell them at that point. What we need to understand is we have the best opportunity in all real estate. Our only job is to present the opportunity. If you are hardcore selling someone on EXP, you're doing it wrong. Present the opportunity, add value. One of my best lines I got from listening to a guy named Ryan Stewman. You know Ryan? Do you know Ryan Stewman, Pat?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's, dude. So 3 years ago, I upgraded my studio out to my parents' living room. Now I was in the onboarding in the living room and I would move all the couches every day and then I had to move them back. So I upgraded my studio, right? And I literally there would be a group family text because my sister was at home because she was actually getting her doctorates in something at the time. Well, anesthesia, we won't get into that. But like everybody was at home. So I would send out a group text like quiet on the set. And I'd have all the couches, everything moved in the family living room. I reached out to Ryan Stewman, and guess what? Ryan popped on my podcast. 2 months later, he made a thing where he had to pay so much for him to be on. But I'm like, fuck, I ASK and I asked him to be on. One of the most powerful lines that I got. Add 10 times the value and expect nothing in return, and your life will be amazing. Man, if we just go out there and add more value to agents and don't expect them to come, they will come pouring in. Pouring in. Stop expecting. Here is one of the lines I got from Gene Frederick here. I'll coach, I'll train, I'll communicate the competition, and they'll join you no matter what brokerage you're at. I'll coach, I'll train, I'll communicate. Think about this, guys. Think about what's happening in the market right now. The market is shrinking. Leads are shrinking. What happens when there's less business coming in? What do most places do? They start cutting the marketing. They start cutting the leads. They start cutting the coaches. So now these agents who are already struggling are now getting cut from the source of the people who swore that they were going to help them in business. And then what does this guy, random person, do? What does Robert do? Robert reaches out to him and said, hey, we're doing a great training where I want to invite you to it. Then they start reaching out to you next week talking about, hey, now let's hop on a business plan. Let's set up your business. Man, this person who's not even allowing me cares more about my business than my own broker does. If you outcoach their current broker, outtrain their current broker, outcommunicate their current broker, they're going to join you, period.
Amen. Love it.
Period.
So true.
Period. So I want to get through everything that I got here. I know I got 13 minutes. I want to leave it open for some questions. People need to experience what it's like to partner with you before they ever do. We're always trying to sell them on this grand vision. Here's what the world is like. Here's what the partnering, it's amazing. We have the best partners in the world, but have they experienced it yet? They think they have at their current brokerage. They think because that's all they've experienced. Invite them into trainings, invite them into the world, invite them to feel like, what does it feel like to partner with you? Because people are sold on emotion and justify with logic. Period. People are sold on emotion and justify with logic. That emotion of like, man, this is what it feels like. Because then they're going to start thinking, man, if they're giving me all this before I'm partnered, what is going to happen when I actually get there? The best interviewer wins. All right. So Pat was just saying, hey, this team that just joined 50 agents, right? Here's what, man, every time I talk to Jay, one of the highest performing videos all the time is like, dude, the interviews. When you interview an agent who just joined EXP, they're excited. They're talking about all the things they're going to do and why they're doing it. You don't have to have somebody join your downline. This is the biggest action step I can give you guys for agent attraction right here. Seriously, you do more interviews than anybody else, people will be flocking. Attraction like crazy. They don't have to join your downline for you to interview them and say, hey, look who just joined EXP. Hey, look who just joined EXP. Hey, look at the broker who just joined EXP. Hey, look at the new agent who just joined EXP. Hey, look at the top producer out of Washington. Look at the top producer out of Canada. Look at the top producer out of New York that just joined EXP. And then you're side by side with them interviewing them. Here's what happens. People start to doubt. If I'm at another brokerage and I see Chris interviewing someone every week that just joined this big broker, they're going to start to doubt what they heard from their current broker. Maybe it isn't just people who are recruiting, because these guys, they're bringing on some top producers here. They're going to start to doubt what they heard about EXP. You know what happens after doubt? Curiosity. They're going to get curious. What does Chris have? Why are people joining him every day, like every single day of the week? Why are more and more people joining him? They're going to get curious as to why that's happening. You know what follows curiosity? One of the age-old sayings that we all hear here. Here. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because all you need is a little bit of curiosity. A little bit of curiosity for that gates to open. Gene Frederick always says the gates open from the inside. You know what? You know why those gates are open? Because they're curious. They're trying to peek out. Like, what do you got there? What do you got there? All of a sudden, boom, they see it and they can't unsee it. But they have to be curious first. Here's what happens. Most people shoot videos. Here's what we can do for you. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and they tell you what they can do. Showing beats telling every single time. Interview somebody and show them how agents are growing their business. Show them why agents are joining. The best interviewer wins. Because then, so Chris, I got about 2 more minutes here, right?
Let's see. Yep. Oh, we got about, I don't know, 8 minutes or so.
8 minutes or so. All right. So Chris, you mind if I talk about Plus VOM a little bit here?
Go ahead. Excuse me.
Oh, I mean, Pat, Chris.
Yep.
All right. So guys, here's what I want to tell you guys. Jay always told me, the best thing he always told me is like, solve agents' problems and you'll be in business for life. If you solve people's problems, he's like, that's the best thing you can do. Don't create shiny objects. So here's what I'm going to tell you guys that we can do. We can help you triple your business by creating exclusive leads. We can have the ultimate top of funnel. Guys, people have been telling me about their top of funnel and you have to pay this, pay that, and do all these things for you. We created a top of funnel for you guys who are recruiting leads, how you can make money while recruiting. Literally, you guys can be making money while you're recruiting. We help you triple your business with exclusive leads, earn referral income for work you're already doing. There's no cost. Dude, we created this group and there's literally no cost for any of you guys to be in it. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yep.
Let's go through this. I'm actually going to scroll through this because I don't have time to go through it. So Pat, let me ask you this. For the Plus VOM side, let's see, I got 9 minutes. I'm going to go through this really quickly.
Yeah.
So essentially, guys, here's what we're going to do. Like I said, first, it's all based on education. We are going to be hosting virtual events that help people triple their business without paying a dime in lead or ads. What we do is we host the event. We teach people how to buy 3 pieces of real estate for less than 40K. Frank, my man, business partner, Frank has already hosted these, helped 500 people buy multiple properties. And our goal is to help 10,000 Americans retire using real estate. Every 2 weeks, we're going to host virtual events for you guys. This is direct to consumer. So direct to consumer events, we give you guys the emails, your own custom link, text messages. So that way you guys never start your year at zero again. Literally every single 2 weeks, you guys get new emails to send out to your database, phone scripts, text scripts, how to create your own leads. We want to beat fucking Zillow on this one. We want to create leads that are only to you guys. The bigger part of this on social media, we're going to teach you how to actually extract business from your social media, give you guys social media posts, give you guys custom links to invite people to, copy and paste descriptions. Everything that we do is a copy and paste description. Like Pat said, the best marketer wins. You don't have to be the best marketer to be the best marketer. You just have to know the best marketer. Literally, we're going to give you copy and paste social media, copy and paste emails, everything you need to do to take over your timeline. The bigger part of this, like we said, earn money for what you're already doing. Since we're a marketing company, you're already sending loans, leads to your lender. Here, we're a marketing company. So what can start happening for you? You guys can start getting paid for every lead that you send our lenders at this company. So now why not get paid for the leads that you're already doing, work you're already doing? And here's the biggest part. Here's why I said you guys can get paid to recruit. Guys, here at Plus VOM, you don't have to leave your brokerage to be a part of this. So now instead of reaching out to agents and just telling them how to join EXP, best top of funnel. Why? Because now you can reach out to them, get them into Plus VOM. Hey guys, we have a way that we can help you create leads, earn residual income, earn money for work you're already doing. And you don't have to leave your brokerage. Who's going to say no to that? And once they experience what it's like to partner with you here, now they're going to be like, okay, so tell me more about EXP. You can literally make money while recruiting doing this. Our goal, so your business plus additional streams of income, your business plus homeowner education events, your business plus a marketing company, your business plus VOM. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to throw a link in the chat. If you guys want to hear more about that or get started with that, I'm going to throw that in the chat. here. But what I want to do now is I want to open this up to more questions, guys. I want to open up to questions. We covered a lot during this time. I know we went from producing to recruiting to how you can make money while recruiting and get you more business. So guys, what questions do you guys have for me on these topics?
Nick, I just want to say, man, fire. I love it, bro. You're a beast, man. You're a marketing genius, guys. Marketing genius right there.
Let's go. All right, guys, questions, concerns, comments. What do you guys have for me?
Any questions for Nick?
Well, I can tell you this, Nick. It's Robert from San Diego. I tell you that Army man, that's a kick-ass idea. I swear I've been in the business a long time, and I picked up so many nuggets. I took so many notes, and I wanted to personally thank you for just being an absolute kick-ass rock star, my friend. That was very valuable for me. Thank you.
I appreciate that, Robert. Yeah, no, that Army man, I'm telling you what, like, it's a game changer when we figure that one out.
Huge. Love it. Robert, you're spot on. All right. Any other questions for Nick?
Woo. Hey, if there's no questions, I didn't do a good enough job. Come on, let me know I did a good job, guys. What questions you got?
Follow Handy. Hey, unmute yourself. I love it too. The lumpy email or the lumpy mail. I love that. The Army man. I love it. Who's gonna go to the Dollar Tree after this? I am.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I don't see. There you go. There's a link in the chat right there. Love it.
You know, this was perfect, Nick, because I'm getting ready to bring somebody on to address envelopes to send out to expireds.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, that's how I used to get listings, years ago. And I'm like, man, what do I do different? This is perfect. You know, I've been affirming every morning. It says, we attract the people we need when we need them. Thank you, Nick.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you use the Army man. You know, something else people use is the jacks. Remember jacks? You bounce.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's another great thing to send because they're like, what is in here? Yeah.
What is this? Yep. That's huge. So clever. All right, we've got about another minute or two here. Who's got a question for Nick?
Let's go. Let's grow.
I have a question, Nick. This is something that obviously you've put together step by step by step as through problems that keep coming up. And what made you go this direction? It's amazing.
Which direction is that?
Well, that you put this system together for everyone to use. Obviously, it's a system that can help them generate income when the real estate's doing this, maybe
that's a great question. It's I think what we really have a big goal. So you're talking about the plus V on what I covered at the end, right? Like put everything together in a way to do that. Or you just say in general.
Everybody's facing these challenges and the up and down. Hey, I'm not marketing because I'm selling. I'm marketing because I'm not selling, and
Yeah, that's a great question. So it really all stemmed from this. I went to a call once when I was working with Jay Kinder, and he told me to solve this problem. And then I solved it. And I came to him as you guys can see, I was so excited. And I started sharing everything we did. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Do I need to know this for it to work? I'm like, no. He's like, so give me the minimal effective dose. What do I need to know to be dangerous when I go out there? So we built our entire company on, I know I'm not going to ask you to sit behind a computer and learn marketing, learn this course, buy this course, try and figure it out yourself. I know my job is to give you the tools and copy and paste because you guys get paid when you help people buy and sell homes. So we built it all in the minimal effective dose. What's the smallest amount you guys need to actually do to have the biggest financial impact? So that's what's really inspired us the entire way. And also, I know as a technology company, I send a lot of the trainings to my grandma before I send it to you. Because if she can't do it, it's not ready for you guys yet. It's got to be simple to actually implement. Because if you guys don't use it, it doesn't really work. I don't care if you drop everything you're doing and just do it this. No, that's not a reality for real estate agents. So everything we've done, like, why did we create it? Because I believe in the minimal effective dose. And I believe we can unite the entire real estate industry with what we're doing here.
Amen.
Yep. Great question.
Love it, Nick. That was powerful, man. That was fire. Thank goodness we're recording that thing because my phone's blowing up. Can I get the recording? Yes, guys. As soon as I get it from Ian, I will definitely get the recording out. And Nick, of course, I'll send that over to you. Powerful. Wow. A lot of nuggets right there. A lot of nuggets, man. This is awesome. This is what agents need right now, right? Thinking outside the box, right? Thinking outside the box. This is what we all need right now. Nick, love you, man. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate you. Happy Friday. Can't wait to see you in a few weeks there in Florida. And love you, bro. Thanks for everything that you're doing, guys. And hey, guys, go out there, implement some of these nuggets that he just dropped. Go have a great weekend. Love you guys. God bless. See you back here next Friday. Thanks, Nick.
We'll see you guys.